I would like to thank delegates of the International Parliament of Education that are members of this wonderful. Today they are represented, of course, by Dr. Lebrun. To begin this conference, please welcome Dr. Julio Lebrun Madge, President of the International Parliament of Education. And Dr. Lebrun, he has been honored with more than 40 titles in the degree of Doctor Honoris Causa. He presides over the prestigious parliament, which has a presence in 37 countries. Welcome, Dr. Lebrun.
Good morning, buenos días. Muchas veces pensamos tener la oportunidad de reunirnos con personas que tanto han hecho por la educación como son ustedes. Es un honor para el Parlamento Internacional de Educación encontrarnos hoy en esta gran ciudad de Houston, invocando a nuestro objetivo de lograr la integración educativa, aspirar a mantener un lazo de interconexión con las principales universidades y colegios de todos los países del mundo. El Parlamento Internacional de Educación, que tengo el honor de presidir, llegó a este objetivo a través de varios países y tenemos incorporados representantes de varias naciones y de centros educativos importantes. Hemos visto a través de nuestra experiencia que gran parte de la educación se centra en los aspectos teóricos por ausencia muchas veces de laboratorios para poner en práctica esta teoría. Eso es uno de nuestros objetivos, lograr universidades de segunda especialidad que permitan poner en práctica todos los conocimientos que adquieren los alumnos. Siento que puede permitirnos volcar a unas experiencias prácticas previas a lograr actividades laborales. El Parlamento Internacional de Educación mantiene ese objetivo y dentro de nuestra organización contamos con ministros parlamentarios que representan a sus países de origen. En el caso de Estados Unidos de América, hemos visto por conveniente considerar un ministro parlamentario por cada estado y de esa manera tener también una participación activa en este conjunto de actividades educativas. Cada ministro parlamentario tiene a su vez delegados embajadores que permiten intercambiar experiencias con el ministro del país o del estado y coordinar con los demás países esta actividad. Tenemos previsto también lograr becas para aquellas personas, alumnos que tienen un gran talento pero no cuentan con los recursos para lograr sus estudios. Toda esta actividad la manejamos ad honorem y estamos empeñados en lograr nuestra ilusión de tener también una inclusión educativa a nivel mundial. Mis actividades, muchas veces empresariales, no me permiten dedicarle el tiempo suficiente a esta misión que he cumplido desde que terminé mis estudios como docente, catedrático universitario. Tuve la oportunidad después de laborar en varias industrias y hoy en día tengo la responsabilidad de empresas vinculadas a los hidrocarburos. He desarrollado algunas obras y mi última obra ha sido vinculada a todos los aspectos relacionados con la industria de los hidrocarburos, es decir, la energía, que es justamente la competencia mundial. Todos los países aspiran a contar con mayor energía para el desarrollo de industrias, y justamente sobre esta incidencia revolucionaria que existe con relación a la energía es que me preocupé en elaborar un libro que lo titulé El poder del gas, que trata toda la metodología y técnica de las refinerías en cuanto a temperaturas y presiones físicas y lo que respecta a la interrelación con la química para lograr los fármacos y demás derivados de esta industria petroquímica, como son los cauchos sintéticos, abonos, etc. Me siento, como Parlamento Internacional de Educación, honrado de estar en esta oportunidad con ustedes y espero que logremos un futuro mejor en cuanto a la educación, que es lo que aspiran las nuevas generaciones. Muchas gracias.
Next, we will have a presentation of the UNA Houston chapter, which is one of the oldest and largest in the 160 chapters throughout the U.S. The UNA educational and humanitarian programs focus on supporting the national initiative, as well as teaching students about international affairs through Model UN global classroom programs. And for this, we will have Dr. Bizette Flores. And Dr. Flores has, for the past 10 years, engaged in the community with outreach. She has won regional, state, and national honors for her service. Please welcome Dr. Bizette Flores.
Hi, about a summit that was held here about a year ago, the United Nations new sustainability goals that were transitioned over from the Millennium Development Goals. And so I'm here to give you a summary of the report on education for the summit. We were only one of 6 cities in the country that participated in those. So for today for the Parliament, I'm just going to summarize. To our international guests, welcome to Houston, the most international city in the United States of America. On behalf of Tita Banks, National Representative from the United Nations Association Houston, and Richard Mull, President, we would like to summarize and advocate the mission and vision of the United Nations in summary of our summit. The global mobilization behind the Millennium Development Goals has produced the most successful anti-poverty movement in history. The landmark commitment entered into by world leaders in the year 2000 to spare no effort to free our fellow men, women, and children from the abject and dehumanizing conditions of extreme poverty was translated into an inspiring framework of 8 goals and then into wide-ranging practical steps that have enabled people across the world to improve their lives and prospects for the future. The Millennium Development Goals help to lift more than 1 billion people out of extreme poverty. In November 2014, Houston was selected to be one of the sites for the post-2015 Millennium Development Goals Summit to gather information from all arenas. Like I said, the representatives, we had about 120 people, and was only one of several chapters in the U.S. University of Houston Downtown was a major partner and site of the summit. What was framed, major recommendations on Think Globally, Act Locally, were increased resources, financial and equipment for all schools, decrease disparity in public school resources, i.e. finances, facilities, and equipment, reduce educational inequality in the U.S., increase the production of educators, especially male educators for K-12 levels, increase resources to assist language skills for immigrant students to reduce language barriers, increase nutrition programs at schools to ensure healthiness of students, increase STEM, science, technology, engineering, arts, and math, which I believe is STEMA, not STEM if you include arts, increase social studies and global education curriculum requirements beginning K through 12, as well as on the collegiate level. Those have been neglected. Here's a side note. Those have been neglected due to the recent focus on STEM. Increase high school graduation rates, create tuition opportunities for college. The recommendations and goals that came out of the Houston Summit were congruent with those in the Global Review and the MDG final report, which identified and finished work in the field of education. They include the following. Education must rank high on the post-2015 development agenda. Despite enormous progress during the past 15 years, achieving universal primary education will require renewed attention in the post-2015 era, just as the global community seeks to extend the scope to universal secondary education. Drawing on lessons learned from the Millennium Development Goals, or MDGs, interventions will have to be tailored to the needs of specific groups of children, particularly girls, children belonging to minorities and nomadic communities, children engaged in child labor, and children living with disabilities in conflict situations or in urban slums. Investing in the quality of education and ensuring a sustainable source of funding are also essential. Stagnation in education progress has profound consequences for the children and adolescents who cannot attend school. It is also necessary to explore new approaches to directly assess whether children have mastered skills taught and whether they are being taught skills needed in the 21st century, and ensuring that the work continues and progress is made towards reaching these sustainable development goals. The United Nations Association Houston extends our gratitude to the sponsors of the summit and welcomes global partnerships for global progress. Thank you on behalf of the United Nations Association Houston Chapter President and the Board.
Our next speakers are Dr. William V. Flores, immediate past president of the University of Houston Downtown and tenured faculty member.
Thank you so much, and actually it's very fitting because we believe very much in the importance of international education and the importance of addressing both local and global issues. And so following the United Nations Association is very appropriate. We have partners here who we have worked with over the years from Harmony, from Lone Star, from HCC. I've not worked with Woodlands Preparatory, but we look forward to it, and obviously with the United Nations and many others. And we developed a model that is based around the good to great idea, which is that you focus on what your values and your mission and your vision are, that you really begin to align everything in terms of your training, your recruitment, you begin as a result, and it actually starts at with building your internal strength, demonstrating results, building distinction, growing resources, and it's really spirals so that you get stronger, better, more consolidated, and have greater influence. And so what I focused on doing was trying to build the partnerships and build the resources. And these are our high impact experiences which we wanted every student at UHD to receive. From first year experience, supplemental instruction, study abroad, service learning, internship, capstone courses, engagement, so that it's experiential learning. This is sort of the transformational model. The idea that we wanted to produce stars, and stars who can go on to be great representatives, not just of UHD, but of Houston, wherever they go, and to take skill sets that are constantly evolving, to give them the skills of creative thinking, problem solving, the ability to work in teams, the ability to create projects under quick timelines and show results. And so this is what we have focused on. And you can see an important part of it is global learning. These are some of the 21st century skills. Are out in the community solving problems, being engaged, building partnerships. And I think in the process, their learning has skyrocketed. And I'm going to pass to John Locke, who's president of the student body.
As we said, UHD is one of the most diverse universities. And one of the ways we impact students is bringing in things like the UN. So we had a UN Ambassador Series where we were able to bring representatives from the UN to talk with students and engage with them about global issues and how to solve them. Being able to have students to look at these problems outside of themselves and being able to critically think about solutions to these problems is what we're trying to connect the students with.
He is the driving force in creating STEM academies with an emphasis on college readiness. And he is a founding member and current CEO of Harmony Schools. Please welcome Dr. Soner Tarim.
First of all, I want to thank Dr. Lebrun for inviting me for this event. And I want to also welcome all the other distinguished guests, students, especially being here on this beautiful day that you're staying inside and showing your work. And I want to thank you for, again, being part of this International Education Summit event. And also for Nikki for hosting this event and emceeing this. Thank you. She's doing a great job managing us. Dr. Flores set us a highest stage for us because now as a higher education, he set a high stake for as a school superintendent so that we can prepare our students for this 21st century skills, especially after listening and seeing what John has done, accomplished at the UH. I think we want to make sure that all of our students are ready or enabled with 21st century skills. Before I talk about what we do in STEM education, I just want to talk about and for those who have no idea what Harmony Public School is, I want to talk about what Harmony School is and give you some background. Harmony Public School is a engagement in terms of all these subject areas, along with science, math program. Here are some samples in our school environment. Students are able to create posters, displays of their project, and then they have to design, they have to prepare and submit this to either local or national competition.
Hello everyone. I have a very special guest on the phone. It's Congresswoman Sheila Jackson Lee. I'll quickly read her bio. Congresswoman Sheila Jackson Lee is an influential and forceful voice in Washington. She is serving her 11th term as a member of the United States House of Representatives. She represents the 18th Congressional District of Texas, centered in Houston, which is the energy capital of the world. Considered by many as the voice of reason, she is dedicated to upholding the constitutional rights of all people. Everyone, please welcome my boss, my mentor, Congresswoman Sheila Jackson Lee. Congresswoman, you're on the phone.
Let me say how excited I am to hear that rousing applause. It shows, Dr. Lebrun, let me thank you for the opportunity to meet with you and the opportunity. Education is a hand of freedom, and education is a hand of opportunity, but education is a language of our children, our youth, and the future of our countries. God bless all of you, and thank you all so very much for being here in the United States, in Houston, Texas, in the 18th Congressional District. Thank you very much.
Honorable congresista, va a ser usted incorporada al Parlamento Internacional de Educación como ministra parlamentaria y es un grato honor que usted, como una persona ejemplar en inclusión social, pertenezca a nuestro grupo y trabajaremos juntos por la juventud a través de nuestro esfuerzo educativo. Gracias.
Gracias.
Muchas gracias.
Muchas gracias. Your sincerity is heard, and we will work together. We will work together.
Others. Oh. Left. Face.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
You see, by the dawn's early light, once so proudly we hailed, at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red flare, the balls bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, see does that star-spangled banner yet wave? Oh, the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Please welcome Dr. Ruth Lopez Turley.
Muy buenas tardes, me da mucho gusto estar aquí con ustedes hoy. Yo soy profesora de sociología en la Universidad de Rice y me da mucho gusto estar con ustedes. Mi presentación hoy va a ser en inglés, and I have to say that while not all research that is produced by vendors is necessarily biased, it often is. And I do have some colleagues at other universities that have done meta-analyses where they have studied in aggregate research that is produced by vendors of educational products. And in aggregate, those research studies tend to report more favorable results. It perhaps should not be too surprising, but I'm just saying this has been documented. I'm not just giving you my opinion. It has been documented that research produced by vendors in general is much more likely to report favorable results. So that means we should be a little bit skeptical of this research that is produced by vendors who, by the way, often have profit to gain as a result of sales of those products for education.
The Honorable Sheila Jackson Lee has received numerous honors during her career in public service, including the Dream Academy Legacy Award, the Livingston College of Humane Letters, the awards for policy at the 16th Annual Philip Burton Immigration and Civil Rights Award, and the Houston Community College Joyce M. Reynolds, just to name a few.
Hemos recibido una emocionante llamada telefónica de la honorable congresista Sheila Jackson Lee, quien fue dispuesto por el Consejo Directivo del Parlamento Internacional de Educación nombrar la ministra parlamentaria. Nos informó de que se encontraba en otro estado y no podía asistir, pero está presente telefónicamente y en sentimiento con nosotros. Yo quiero en esta oportunidad entregarle la credencial de ministra parlamentaria a la honorable congresista Sheila Jackson Lee, porque el Parlamento Internacional de Educación ha visto en ella un modelo de inclusión social. La conocimos hace 14 años en Lima y supimos de su trayectoria y su esfuerzo por lograr la inclusión racial y social en nuestros países. Ese es el motivo central y permítame, señor Iván Sánchez, usted como asesor, recibir esta credencial para que se la transmita con mucho afecto y estimación. Reciba, señor Iván Sánchez, la medalla representativa de nuestra organización como un símbolo de adhesión y de afecto.
Dr. Julio Madge is a businessman with a wide trajectory in high-level management and direction and management of industrial entities of hydrocarbon, finances, insurance, and much more. He has participated as an expositor in magisterial conferences of science and technology and is author of the celebrated literary piece, The Power of Gas. He is the president and founder of Alpha Gas Packaging Company that has won awards for its quality. And as you know, he is the president of the International Parliament of Education that has a presence in 37 countries.
Thank you so much, Dr. Lebrun. I'm here on her behalf today to present a certificate of congressional recognition that will be archived in the Library of Congress to Dr. Lebrun. It's a certificate of congressional recognition from the 18th District of Texas to Dr. Julio Lebrun Madge on the occasion of the first U.S. International Parliament of Education Congregation Summit in the United States. But what we're presenting here is a flag that was flown over the United States Capitol in honor of this event. And it is presented to Dr. Julio Lebrun, the federal government, to a civilian here present in the United States now. So, and here's the certificate that showing that the flag was flown on 2 days ago. This is another certificate of congressional recognition, and it's to the International Parliament of Education. So congratulations one more time.
Hay momentos inesperables. No me imaginé este reconocimiento, lo cual me incentiva a continuar esta actividad educativa. Nelson Mandela nos dice que la mejor arma para cambiar el mundo es la educación. Muchas gracias por estos reconocimientos. Thank you very much. Doctor William Flores, paz presidente de la Universidad de Houston, el Consejo Directivo, considerando su trayectoria como docente y director ejecutivo, rector de la universidad, ha considerado reconocerlo, incorporarlo como delegado embajador del Parlamento Internacional de Educación, lo cual los honra por sus calidades educativas y docentes. Reciba usted esta credencial.
Juliet Stupech spent 5 years as a trustee on the Houston Independent School District Board, including serving as president in 2014. Since 2007, she has been shareholder of counsel at Nogorny and Stupech PC. She has written and presented lectures on topics ranging from demanding excellence in education to empowering students in today's world to educating for equity in Texas.
Directora en Educación, doctora Juliet Stipes. Tuve la gran satisfacción de conocer la Universidad de Rice y usted fue muy atenta, una persona singular con muchas cualidades educativas y personales. El Parlamento Internacional de Educación ha considerado designarla a usted como delegada embajadora acá en Houston, y yo tengo el honor de darle la credencial.
Dr. Tarim holds a PhD from Texas A&M University and is a trained biologist and ecologist. He has spearheaded scientific symposiums and international science Olympiads, including iSweep, the International Sustainable World Energy Engineering and Environment Project, the largest of its kind.
Doctor Sonetarín, comprendemos su delicada misión, que es la más importante para todo educando, son los primeros estudios. Y usted está empeñado en lograr una juventud de futuro. Este ha sido uno de los motivos centrales que ha evaluado el Consejo Directivo para designarlo a usted delegado embajador del Parlamento Internacional de Educación. No tenemos la menor duda de que su aporte, su dedicación y sus cualidades docentes nos van a permitir alcanzar los objetivos que tenemos acá en Houston a favor de la educación y la juventud. Muchas gracias. Se considera delegado embajador al doctor Steven Heath y le envía a usted como su representante, lo cual se lo otorgamos con mucho respeto y aprecio.
This next one is actually for the Director of Protocol of the International Parliament of Education and President of Woodlands High School, Luis Ruiz.
Al director de protocolo, contador público Luis Ruiz Guerrero, en mérito a su dedicada participación académica en la organización del evento de integración educativa. Muchas felicidades y muchas gracias.
As you know, he is the student body president from UHD, and in the short period of time since he's been there, he has contributed immensely to the growth of the campus while excelling at his position as an accountant executive at a local brokerage consulting firm and his position at Volunteer Houston through the American Court Vista program. He has also committed much of his free time to the community outreach programs and his passion for helping the less fortunate members of his community.
Mr. John Locke, el Parlamento Internacional de Educación reconoce la dedicación y esmero de quienes han participado en la comisión organizadora del evento de integración educativa y otorga diploma de honor a Mr. John Locke. Yo he tenido oportunidad de escucharlo con mucho detenimiento. He podido ver sus cualidades de liderazgo, que son muy interesantes en este momento. La posición profesional, el desarrollo de un profesional, no solo está en el estudio teórico de la materia, es básicamente su desenvolvimiento como líder, como persona que sabe brillar ante un grupo de personas. Y usted lo está haciendo ahora en su calidad de alumno, recién está terminando de estudiar. Lo felicitamos sinceramente y le deseamos muchos éxitos en su vida profesional.
And the next certificate is for Dr. Ruth Lopez Turley. She has a BA from Stanford University and a master's and PhD from Harvard University, where she was a doctoral fellow at the Kennedy School of Government's multidisciplinary program in inequality and social policy.
Diploma de honor, la doctora Ruth López Turbey. El Parlamento Internacional de Educación considera en usted una persona con muchas cualidades en su actividad organizativa. También la hemos escuchado hace unos momentos. Y le otorga el diploma de honor en virtud de haber participado en la organización del evento de integración educativa. Muy agradecido en nombre del Parlamento y esperamos que continúe contribuyendo con nosotros en este desarrollo educativo. Muchas gracias.
And the next one is for U.S. House of Representatives Senior Congressional Liaison, who you all know, Mr. Ivan Sanchez.
Ya nos conocimos hace un tiempo, hemos coordinado varias veces, varios correos que se han cruzado incluso, tratando de lograr que esta ceremonia sea como ha resultado, con un gran éxito y una gran felicitación para ustedes, que han tomado un tiempo considerable. Entiendo que les debe haber generado una preocupación tan igual como a nosotros, y hemos logrado este primer paso acá en Estados Unidos, que esperamos esto continúe con mayor progreso. Muchas gracias por la colaboración. Acá tiene la diploma de honor.
Dani, ¿dónde está? Steve.